Hey, what's going on, guys? And welcome to this very special edition of the Main Event Talk, happening right now as we speak. I decided to wake up this. I'm going to see about trying to, if I can change this up a bit, because no, I'm wondering. Let's see. I want to try and change my coloring up a little bit because I'm really getting tired of seeing the same old, you know, tiring old stuff that you see every single chance you get. And I don't like. I like to change things up from time to time, just to make this a little bit interesting. This, hmm, wow, this okay. This is a lot better. I'm in a dream world right now, so I decided I'm gonna go ahead and change things up and make it look a little bit interesting to the point where everyone is gonna look at this and say, "What the fuck? God damn, man, I'm high. I can't see fucking shit." But anyways, it does get a little bit annoying, but don't worry. I like to change things up from time to time, live as it goes on my main event talk. So obviously, I want to welcome everyone to 2019. We are here. We have arrived, and so far, there's a lot of great wrestling that's been happening for the past couple of days, and we're on the 6th of January. And I've been looking through a lot of stuff that's been happening in wrestling. And before the main event talks wrestling, I want to give a big shout out to all of my Dallas Cowboy fans. Yeah, to all of my Dallas Cowboy fans that are watching this episode of the main event talk as we speak, because I posted it out on Twitter, I posted it out on Facebook, and on Instagram. I saw the video. I said that the Dallas Cowboys won the wild card, and I'm feeling fine. And that's all good. So, let me also point this out because I know some people are saying, well, you're going to have to beat the Rams and everything. Let me tell you something. I don't think we want the Rams, and I don't think the Rams want us. And let me also say this. What makes you think the Rams are going to be able to take on us when there's another team we want to get our hands on in the form of the New Orleans Saints? We'll find that out and everything. But nonetheless, congratulations go out to the Dallas Cowboys for winning the wild card championship against the Seahawks, and that was good. I loved it. Now we're moving up, and I know some people are probably saying to themselves, "Oh, well, they're gonna choke and everything else like that. It's gonna be done." I wouldn't say that just yet. I'm just right now chilling out, relaxing. My Cowboys won, so it's all cool. Now, let's get off of that. I wonder if I could change this up. If I'm doing this right, if I'm going live and if I'm doing this shit, I want to go ahead and start changing up things a little bit here. I'm going through the screen right here, and I want to see what else I can find. That whoa, hey, this is nice. You can hardly see me at all. Crazy, right? I want to try and pick out the right way we can. Oh man, this is even better. Wow, look at that shit. Yeah, my glasses are all like, what the fuck? X-ray vision, motherfuckers. Oh, this is nice. I like this. As I'm going live right now, I just saw somebody walk down the street right now. He looked like he got drunk and passed out. Get the fuck out of here, you moron. But anyways, man, this is good. I'm actually cruising through. I'm doing this live as it's happening. I'm changing all the colors up and everything. I like this color so far. Let me check this next one out. Oh, this is something I was looking forward to putting on. Oh, nice. That's not bad at all. Let's see. Hmm. Sort of an in-depth theater right there. That looks nice. That looks good. I like it. Let's see if we can change it up a little bit more. Kind of okay. A little bit too colory. Let's see. Next one. Widescreen shot, and it looks like it's all bright. I can't see a fucking thing. Shit. This is a first. This is actually a first in my main event talk live because I've never been able to change my colors. I've never been able to change anything around. Let me see if we can. Let's check the next one out. This one's. I think it looks. It's regular. It looks regular. This one. No. Oh, okay. I see why. Okay, that's the one, and then that's the one. This is the dream version. This is a dream. You can't see me. It's coming towards the river. That looks good. I like this thing. I like how I'm working on this stuff and everything. So, and we're back to what we've already done and everything. So, well, I'm the one that picks it, and I'm the one that decides that I don't want to pick this one because it's kind of distracting and it's getting a lot of people to wonder what the fuck, you know. So let's try. Let's put in. What's the one I selected? This one's okay. You know what? I'll go with this one. I'll go with this one because this is more version of the main event talk. So, all right. Now that okay, can we get back to okay? Sorry. Yeah, I was trying to put this main event talk live together. So if you're looking at this for the first time and you're wondering why it's all in black and white, well, everything that I've done on my phone, and I'm changing everything else as I go along. So if you saw the beginning of the episode, it was looking normal, and then all of a sudden I decided to go ahead and start changing things up a little bit, which looks awesome. I like changing things up with my main event talks and make it look interesting to the point where the fans are watching it, looking at it, and say, "Holy fuck," you know. But anyways, guys, I wanted to go ahead and talk about what's been going on in 2019, and a lot of stuff is already happening in 2019 of January. So we got to talk about Wrestle Kingdom 13 because that took place. We got to talk about the NWA pop-up event because that took place as well. Tonight's going to be TNA's or I'm sorry, Impact Wrestling's Homecoming. That's going to take place, and also we got to talk about the first of two NXT takeovers. The first NXT takeover to take place in the UK, Takeover Blackpool. The second one to be the Takeover Phoenix, and also, of course, the Royal Rumble, which is taking place live on January 27th, only on the WWE Network. And the main event, you know, wants to talk about that. There's one incident that I want to talk about that I'll probably bring up on this episode, but I want to save that for the end. I just a lot of disgusting things happen, and you know, 2018 had a lot of disgusting things that happened, and now we're going through this whole shit all over, but it's gone to the women's side. Oh, you'll find out what that is in this episode of the Main Event Talk. So let's talk about. Oh, and before I go ahead and start talking about this, I got to mention two things. First of all, obviously the passing of I think it's Alexis Smirnoff, a wrestler who passed away just last night. It happened. He died at the age of 71. I remember him quite well in the NWA. He was also a part of the WWE for a moment and everything. And then, of course, we also got to talk about the passing of one of the greatest announcers of all time, Mean Gene Okerlund. And it was a shock. And right away, we weren't expecting. There have been a lot of deaths that have happened in 2018, and we're already, you know, in January 2nd is when it took place, and it is very, very sad to hear about the passing of Mean Gene Okerlund. The last time he announced was at the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw when that took place, and it's very, very sad. Mean Gene was one of my all-time favorites, and no doubt one of your all-time favorites, and he was just a tremendous to watch. Seeing him interview Hulk Hogan, and by the way, everyone knows about Hulk Hogan showing up on Monday Night Raw, which I'm gonna applaud the WWE for doing that because, and I said this on my Main Event Talk a while back. We really need to get over this crap with Hogan. Bullshit it. I don't care about it anymore. It's about Mean Gene Okerlund, and for them to bring back Hulk Hogan is great. For them to bring Hulk Hogan to Monday Night Raw to pay tribute to Mean Gene Okerlund means a lot, and it means a whole lot to everyone. And I'm definitely going to be checking out Monday Night Raw when they do the tribute for Mean Gene Okerlund. So my thoughts are out with Mean Gene Okerlund. My thoughts are also going out to Alexis Smirnoff, I'm sorry. Two great individuals, and they're going to be very sorely missed and everything. So, let's get to the wrestling if we can. Let's talk about Wrestle Kingdom 13. I had a chance to look at the event. The event took place. It took place on the 4th of January, but it took place over at the Tokyo Dome, and here in the United States, I think you see the event. I want to thank my good friends at On Mat Wrestling Facebook page, for them to have an opportunity for me and everyone else to check out the event, because obviously there was no way for us to watch it on what you call it, on pay per view. There was no way for me to watch it on pay per view because I really don't have cable at the house. I have the WWE Network. I could be able to put that on my Wi-Fi and just show it off and everything else like that, just like that. But in this case, I couldn't see any of the wrestling that goes on, but thanks to Unreal Matt Wrestling on Facebook, they've given us an opportunity to check out Wrestle Kingdom 13. And all of the events, all of the matchups that took place in that event were tremendous. Although the only thing I disagree with is the title matches, the title changes. I'm sorry, because it's one thing when someone keeps their title. It's another when they hold on, when they lose the title and give it to a new star. But when all the titles change hands, I have a problem with that, because when when one event comes along and two title changes change hands and two others stay, you either agree to it or disagree to it. And most of the time it's half and half, because your favorite guy didn't win the title, or your favorite guy won the title and you're glad he won it. And in this case, I wasn't too thrilled with the idea of all the championships changing hands. I mean, Jericho's maybe, and Kenny Omega, that was already like a gimme right away because I kind of saw that coming already. But all the other titles changing hands, I didn't dig that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Wrestle Kingdom event was awesome. Every single one of those matches were 10 stars. Every single one of those matches were tremendous. My favorite was definitely the matchup. I think it was the first matchup of the night with Will Ospreay. He won a title, and that matchup was just off the fucking charts. Although there was one thing that kind of a lot of people are still talking about it, where Will went ahead and I think he did like a back elbow to the back of his neck or the back of his head. I think he snapped back, and then something happened, and then 1, 2, 3, Will wins the match and wins the title. But I forgot what his name was, and I apologize because I can't really remember the names of. I know who the Japanese wrestlers are, but I can't respond to the names quickly enough. So what happened to this guy was he got hit in the back of the neck, or got hit in the back of the head at the hands of Will Ospreay, and the guy was unconscious. He didn't really move, and he sort of moved slightly a little bit, which is a very good sign. And a lot of people were talking about this like, oh my God, this guy should be suspended. This guy should be killed. It's wrestling, you fucking morons. I mean, you have to understand something. And to all of the ignorant fucks who decide that they're going to go ahead and start saying, well, this is fake. I mean, we all... Oh, and by the way, I'm going to bring this up in a second. Oh, well, wrestling's fake. This guy's not really hurt. No, fuck that. This dude's really fucking hurt. You think these guys go ahead and go to the ring 24/7 and display what they got to display just because they can? No. They go out there, they put their bodies on the line for all the fans, and they show what they have to display. And if they get hurt, hey, they get hurt. There's nothing fake about that. I've said this for years. Wrestling is not, never will be fake. And for all the other morons that want to go ahead and challenge me and start saying shit like, well, wrestling's fake, dude. This ain't shit, ain't real. Blah, 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 blah. Speaking of people with fake aspirations, that leads me to Vince Russo. Vince Russo posted out a tweet. I looked at it and talking about how out in the United States and something about remarks for believing in the shit that goes on, that shit at the Wrestle Kingdom was fake and all this other stuff. Anybody that knows me knows that I don't like Vince Russo a whole lot. Kind of like The Miz, but I like The Miz a lot better than Vince Russo. That's true. Vince Russo's the guy responsible for what happened to WCW. Vince Russo is a guy that Jim Cornette hates so much. God bless Jim Cornette, by the way. And also Vince Russo... And I've come to realize that there are so many other people that are behind Vince Russo that they believe in all the crap that he's talking about. And Vince Russo, most of the time, doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And obviously, we know straight up, he's not a wrestling fan. Obviously, he didn't give a shit about fucking Wrestle Kingdom. Obviously, he didn't give a shit about what the fuck was going on in the match and everything else like that. And want to tell everyone about these fake fights. And that's what he said. Fake fights. Let me tell you something, Vince Russo. You have been challenged by Jim Cornette about I don't know how many times, and you have yet to accept a challenge from Jim Cornette, which you decide to go ahead and you pull a lawsuit on Jim Cornette because you knew you would get your ass kicked by Jim Cornette. And yes, Jim Cornette may be old, Jim Cornette may not understand the modern day wrestling, but I agree with some of the things that Jim Cornette is talking about you. And the thing is, Vince Russo, there are a lot of other fans like myself that realize you're a fucking moron. You're an idiot, you're a jackass, and you don't understand. And plus, you're the only New Yorker, let me get this out, only New Yorker that makes all the other New Yorkers look like shit. That's the truth. And I'm not talking, there's a bunch of New Yorkers I know over there that are tougher, that are better, and that are smarter than you, that understand how wrestling goes. You're the only one that doesn't give a shit about this business. You're the only one that will talk shit about anyone to get attention. You're the only one that feels that, hey, if you want to say it to my face, say it to my face. Eric Bischoff will say it to your face. Jim Cornette will say it to your face. Bruce Pritchard will say it to your face. And these guys have been in the ring. You've only been in the ring and claimed, well, you've claimed a world title, but that don't mean fucking shit. The point is, Vince Russo, you could talk about fake fights all you want to, but one day, you're going to get your ass kicked. One day, someone will do it. And if it's even me facing you, here's the thing, Vince Russo. You don't want to come to Texas. You don't want to come to Texas at all. You know why? Because here in Texas, we straight shoot. We go right from the hip. We don't give a shit. We go ahead and say what we want, and we know it's true. And while you, Vince Russo, decide to go ahead and call this a fake fight, we see this as real. We see this as how it is. And Vince Russo, if you got a problem with it, all you got to do, and I'll extend this invitation to you. You come to my main event talk. You come to my Facebook page. Even if you don't have a Facebook page. Then again, you probably don't anyway. I'll follow you. No. You know what? Screw that. I don't follow people with bullshit stories and bullshit lines and don't understand the business. And don't give a fuck about this business. So go fuck yourself, Vince Russo. I think I got stung a little bit there. This is what happens when I'm trying to hold on to a can. But anyways, fuck Vince Russo and fuck his fucking bullshit. Let's move on, okay? So Wrestle Kingdom 13, like I said, I was into the matchup with Will Ospreay and everything. And a lot of the other matches, including the one with Chris Jericho in it, the Intercontinental Championship, the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. And I was rooting for Chris Jericho all the way, and I was impressed with how the matchup was. And this is one time where I was rooting heel in this one. I was rooting for Jericho to win automatically, and he was a heel. It's not often I go ahead and I don't give a shit who's a heel. I don't give a shit who's a bad guy and everything else like that. But seeing Jericho do the shit that he's doing to this guy, Naito or Nitro or whatever his name was, the matchup was great. And Jericho, of course, he did lose, and there were several pics of Jericho where he got a big bruise right here, right under his arm and everything. And I think there was a piece of hair or something like that. If you look at Chris Jericho's Instagram, he lost like a chunk of hair, and it just, got out of nowhere like that. And that was just, that was brutal. That was, oh my God, that was crazy to watch. And now, Omega. I already made the prediction about a couple of days ago before the event took place that Kenny Omega, as much as I want him to hold on to the IWGP Championship, there's a possibility of him losing the title. And I feel like if that, and I made this prediction, if that happens, he may go to All Elite Wrestling, but what if he decides to go somewhere else? That prediction pretty much came true after the championship was over, because Kenny Omega did lose the title. His entrance was great. I loved the whole thing when he came out with sort of like an armored deal and everything. Had like a feather in the back or a wing or something like that, I'm sorry. And then he had a sword on the back of his deal and everything. And it looked so badass. His entrance was so tremendous. And even though he lost the championship, I knew right away that, I wasn't sure if Kenny Omega's future was going to be with the All Elite Wrestling because, as you guys know, All Elite Wrestling is out. It came out since January. It's being run by Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and a couple of other people that are probably going to be signing with All Elite Wrestling because that's going to be a new promotion that's coming up soon, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But Kenny Omega, his future, where does it lie? Does it lie with the WWE or does it lie with All Elite Wrestling? Uh, I'm going to actually go with a lot of the fans probably know about this. Well, a lot of the fans actually have been saying that maybe Kenny Omega should go to the WWE and pull off what AJ Styles did years ago. Because AJ Styles years ago, he came out in 2016 at the Royal Rumble and appeared there as a surprise. We all knew he was coming. We weren't sure how he was coming, though. He appeared at the Royal Rumble. He got a huge pop, and everyone digged the fact that AJ Styles showed up and he became successful. He started winning all sorts of championships and everything, including the WWE Championship, which he held on to for a very long time, probably 251 days. Is that right? Or 300? I'm sorry, I could be wrong. But AJ Styles had a lot of success in WWE and still has a lot of success to this day. Kenny Omega, if he ever appears at the Royal Rumble, I guarantee you he's going to have a tremendous pop from everyone at the Royal Rumble if he appears. Because, believe it or not, I think Kenny Omega deserves to be in the WWE. I think he deserves to show up at the Royal Rumble. If he doesn't show up at the Royal Rumble, then it would be cool if he shows up in NXT. I'd like to see him become the NXT champion over there. And say if he doesn't appear at NXT, it would be great to see him in the main roster either on SmackDown or on Raw. I'd like to see him on Raw just to see him go one-on-one against Seth Rollins because that would be one tremendous matchup to check out. But nonetheless, the future is looking bright for Kenny Omega, so he could either go to All Elite or he'll go to the WWE. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna go with WWE. Because quite frankly, I think a lot of fans, there are more fans out there that want to see Kenny Omega become a part of the WWE than be part of All Elite Wrestling. So, the Wrestling Kingdom event was tremendous. I loved it. That was one event out and another event to go, which is now the NW. Wait a minute. There was one thing I forgot to mention, didn't I? I think I mentioned All Elite Wrestling, right? I mentioned that Cody Rhodes runs. Happened. That happened around the beginning of January, January 1st. It popped up all over, and also the next All In pay-per-view, known as All In 2, Double or Nothing. There's going to be a rally, an announcement of some kind that's going to take place on the same event as SmackDown Live. It's not a wrestling event. They're going to be doing some sort of an announcement to, I guess, where the event's going to take place and how the event will take place and who will be a part of it and who will be signed to All Elite Wrestling. So far, there's been a couple of people that have been mentioned, including Britt Baker, who is the wife of Adam Cole, who's going to be a part of that event as well. So no doubt, we'll see some great things happening in All Elite Wrestling. And I'm going to go for the record of saying, if they sign CM Punk, I don't think it's going to happen yet, but if they sign CM Punk to All Elite Wrestling, I'm definitely going to be watching it, and I'm definitely going to be, looking forward to seeing CM Punk back in the ring if it happens. It's not official, but it's been brought up to by many wrestling fans, no critics as of yet, but we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, All Elite Wrestling is going to be tremendous to check out. This new wrestling promotion coming out, I like to see how this shit goes. Now, the NWA pop-up event, that took place just last night. A lot of things involving the National Championship, the NWA National Championship matchup. The NWA World Heavyweight Championship was decided, and also, I think, the NWA Women's Championship also took place as well. Let's see. And David Arquette. Yes, David Arquette was actually a part of that event, believe it or not. And a hair versus hair match. I forgot who his opponent was. I apologize for that. But for the fact that David Arquette, yes, he won. And he won with Tim Storm as his partner, right? And I thought the event was going to be televised and everything, but apparently it wasn't. They showed it on Twitter, parts of it anyway, and they also showed it on IGTV on Instagram. There were some things that I saw. Not just that, Willie Mack. I'm sorry, the national champion retained his championship against Matt Cross, and it was his birthday, by the way. So it was good that he got the victory, and also the whole thing with, let's see, the NWA Women's Championship as Jazz defended her title against Ali from Impact Wrestling. Even though Ali won the match, it was by disqualification. And I think Jazz was slapping the hell out of a referee or something like that to keep her title. I didn't see the whole matchup, but I would love to see how that matchup went too. But nonetheless, Ali won the matchup, but Jazz is still the champion. Jazz is still the longest reigning NWA women's champion, and kudos to her and everything. And also the NWA World. Oh, and I forgot also to mention the War have won their match to qualify for the Crockett Cup. Now, as you guys know, the NWA is bringing back the Crockett Cup in 2019. That's going to take place around April. And they've also merged, or not merged exactly, but they're going to be partners with Ring of Honor Wrestling. So they're going to be bringing a lot of tag teams from that division and show up on the Crockett Cup. So who tag teams are going to be a part of the Crockett Cup in April. So that's going to be tremendous to check out as well. The NWA World Heavyweight Championship matchup was tremendous. And obviously, if you guys know the results about it, James Storm going up against the champion Nick Aldis. And at the end of the matchup, I saw the tweet. I posted it on my Main Event Talk Facebook page, where James Storm, obviously he did lose the matchup. He didn't win the championship. Nick Aldis is still champion. And James Storm was obviously was disappointed because he said it on Twitter, basically saying that about being, mentioning God and mentioning the disappointments in life and everything else like that. I was rooting for James Storm to win the title. I wanted that to really happen, and I wanted to see that take place, and for James Storm to somehow move on. We don't know the future of James Storm as of yet. We know that obviously he lost the matchup against Nick Aldis. Is he going to WWE? Where does James Storm go from here? Will we see more of James Storm in the near future? We'll have to find out. The NWA pop-up event was tremendous. It was not televised. I wish it was. And, well, that's all I got to say about that one. There's a couple more events that are going to be taking place, including tonight. Impact Wrestling's Homecoming is going to be taking place tonight, live on pay-per-view. They returned to the Asylum for the first time since 2004, 6, 2002. It's been a long time since TNA Wrestling or Impact Wrestling has returned to the Asylum, so that's going to be something to check out, including the main event for the for the Impact Wrestling World Championship, as Johnny Impact defends the world title against the number one contender Brian Cage, who cashed in the X Division Championship, his option C, and goes ahead and is going to challenge Johnny Impact for the Impact Wrestling World Championship at the Homecoming event taking place tonight. And also, Tessa Blanchard, the Knockouts champion, will be defending her championship against Taya. She's going to be challenging for the title, and hopefully this will be the year that she wins the title right next to her husband, Johnny Impact. If that doesn't happen, well, sorry for Taya and everything else like that. And also, there's a few other matches that are going to take place at Homecoming at the Asylum, but I probably won't announce them here just yet. But that's just going to be one of the events that are going to take place in January. So besides that event, there's a few others that, we talked about Wrestle Kingdom. We talked about the NWA pop-up. Homecoming is tonight. NXT TakeOver the UK over in Blackpool. That's going to take place on Saturday, January 12th, only on the WWE Network, so that's going to be a first for them. NXT TakeOver in Phoenix. That's going to take place on Saturday, Saturday, January 26th, one day before the Royal Rumble takes place. And then, of course, the Royal Rumble event itself is going to take place live on the WWE Network Sunday, January 27th. 30 superstars to get an opportunity to go headline WrestleMania. The winner will have the option to pick either the Universal Championship or the WWE Championship, whichever suits their candy. And also, besides that, the Women's Royal Rumble, the 30 Women's Royal Rumble. Last year, I never had a chance to report this, but last year's, I saw it. I have the DVD. I've seen it, and the Royal Rumble event for the women, they did awesome. It was tremendous. I digged it, and hopefully this year will be no exception. We'll probably get a few surprises then and there, and who will be the woman to face either the SmackDown Women's Champion or the Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania. We'll just have to find out on January 27th, live as it happens on the WWE Network. Also, a few other matches are going to be taking place over at the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion, will be defending the championship against the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Now, as you guys know, Braun Strowman suffered an injury. He got back on his feet a little bit at the TLC event and won his matchup against Baron Corbin. And WWE has been wanting to do some changes to the event, to everything from Raw to SmackDown to some of the events in the past several days. And everyone has been wanting to see change happen with the WWE. Let me give you my little insight here. To all of the people that want to see change in WWE, if you expect change to happen just like that, you need to take a gun and shoot yourself in the fucking head. Because you can't expect things to change just like that immediately. Although, there was a poll that was sent out on the Instagram account on the WWE. Several, like The Rock, possibly inducted in the Hall of Fame. I think it's too soon, but we'll see how that goes. Finn Balor, should he go to SmackDown? My answer, yes, he should go to SmackDown. So that way he'll challenge for the WWE Championship, and that way he'll be able to win the United States Championship and win some sort of gold, because it's about time for Finn Balor to finally win some gold in WWE. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, should that happen at WrestleMania? The answer is yes. John Cena versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Let's move on, shall we? A few other the Women's Tag Team Championship. There's going to be, I guess, I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm still wondering how this is going to work out. Who is going to be certified as the new Raw or SmackDown Women's Tag Team Champions? We'll just have to find out in the near future. Already there's several teams already lined up, from the Iconics to Hugs and Boss Connection to well, there's several others, and I'm still wondering how this whole women's tag team division is going to take place. How will this work? Will the fans like it? We'll see. We'll see how this happens. But one thing's for certain, there's a lot of wrestling events that have already started taking place in the beginning of January, and we only got a few more wrestling events to come up in the next days and weeks to come. Everything from Monday Night Raw changing to SmackDown changing. NXT probably may or may not change. Who knows? 205 Live. We'll see if that changes as well. Royal Rumble coming up. NXT TakeOver in both the UK and the United States. That's going to take place as well. I am looking forward to checking out all that on the WWE Network. Now, we've pretty much covered all those events. Everything from Wrestle Kingdom to the NWA Pop-Up, Impact Wrestling's Homecoming, NXT TakeOver, Royal Rumble, and so forth. Now, we're going to end this a little bit. I know it's a little bit shortcoming and everything, but I'm going to go ahead and start ending this out right now. We're going to end this with some of the stupidest things that I've seen. I'm going to start with the first thing. I've posted this out on my Instagram. I also posted this out. I saw this on my Main Event Talk Facebook page. So here I am. I'm not on my actual Facebook, on my facebook.com/main event player. So I'm going on this little deal, right? Um, okay, it's okay. Well, anyways, I haven't had a chance to have a drink in the next few minutes. But anyways, I saw this on my I saw this on my Facebook page, right? I looked at it, and someone of a different country decides to go ahead and post out this thing in a wrestling group, right? And you'll probably see it on my Main Event Talk Facebook page. You'll probably see it on my Instagram and everything. And I quote, "Last night WrestleMania sucked. Who did horse shit? The line, everything." I don't know what the fuck what the guy was saying. This guy said this. He said this last night. WrestleMania was last night? I had no idea. Let's see. We're in April already? Okay, memory serves me correctly. To the moron that put this out, and by the way, I went ahead and I kind of conversated with him, and I kind of joked around with him when I said that. Oh, WrestleMania is already? Damn, I had no idea. And he said something about everything else don't matter. April doesn't exist. And then I responded back, and I went ahead and decided to talk stupid with him. So I did. I went ahead and talked stupid to him and said, sandwich. I said sandwich. And then he responds back by saying tacos, burritos. He responds to me by saying tacos, burritos. I'm going to find that little page, screenshot it, and then show everyone on my Instagram and everything else like that. And then I responded back by saying, no thanks, I hand barbecue. I said, it's actually supposed to say, no thanks, I had barbecue. I put out, no thanks, I hand barbecue. Just to be silly with the guy. Oh, God, this dude, I don't know what the fuck he was saying. He was just responding, saying that WrestleMania happened. We're in January. The Royal Rumble's supposed to be coming. WrestleMania is in April. And he says April doesn't fucking exist. Here's the thing, you stupid moron. Everyone all across the world will tell you straight up that WrestleMania is happening on April 7th over in MetLife Stadium. I know this better than anybody. Everybody else knows this better than everybody. If you're going to go ahead and start saying stupid shit like, oh, Survivor Series happened last night in the middle of July when August is SummerSlam. Oh, God. The stupid people that we deal with in wrestling. What the fuck is wrong with these people? And I expect a lot of stupid shit to take place in 2019 with all of these stupid wrestling morons that want to go ahead and just say what they want, put what they want, and then make everyone believe that they're the smartest person in the world. When in my eyes and the eyes of every single wrestling fan, you're the stupidest fucking jack-off I've ever seen in my entire life. So let's get this out of the way if you don't mind, so that way you'll get a little bit of an education from the main event. Number one, Royal Rumble is in January. Do you hear this? Royal Rumble is in January. It's not WrestleMania. If you saw WrestleMania last night, you were probably watching the WWE Network, and you were probably watching WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 4, WrestleMania 5, all the way down to WrestleMania 34. And if you watch WrestleMania 35, you're a lying sack of shit. Okay? Give me a fucking break. And by the way, there's only one WrestleMania that sucks, and I really don't want to mention what it is, but you'll know what that is in the near future. And here's the thing. When we hit April, WrestleMania is in April. Okay? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? WrestleMania is in April. It comes out in April. And just to give you a little bit more insight, scoop how this goes. SummerSlam. You remember SummerSlam, that's going to happen in August. And then somewhere in November, Turkey Day, is Survivor Series, okay? Survivor Series happens in November. Do you hear that? Do you remember November? That's where Survivor Series is, you fucking moron. At any time, and I feel like doing this from now on. Since I've been able to figure out this whole screenshot thing, I'm going to post it on Facebook, on my Main Event Talk Facebook page, on my Instagram, on my Twitter, and tell the world how stupid of a moron this is. We've got a lot of stupid wrestling fans, and he is just the one of many on the fucking list. And I gotta tell you something. I've seen a lot of stupid things that go on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook. It's like, what the fuck are we watching? And speaking of something stupid, this leads me to my conclusion. Priscilla Kelly. Let's talk about that for a moment. Now, as you know, the women's division in wrestling is looking hot. The women's division is looking badass. I dig everything that goes on in the WWE. Everything from the women of Raw, the women of SmackDown, they're doing tremendous. I love how this is going. With them having tag team gold coming in the near future. Impact Wrestling, Tessa Blanchard, a great Knockouts champion, and I can't wait to see her defend the title tonight at Homecoming. They're doing good as well. The Women of Honor are doing badass as well. I dig it. And there's also a couple of other wrestling organizations out there, including one that's called Women of Wrestling. I follow them on my Twitter and I follow them on my Instagram as well. And there's several great women that are wrestling on there. Oh, and by the way, to kind of show out everything else like that, a big shout out to Rebel, who may be watching this and everything, because she is, I'm not sure if she signed with NXT just yet. She's also a Dallas Cowboy fan, by the way. But if she signed with NXT, I could dig that. I could definitely dig that. Priscilla Kelly, I've heard of the name. I've heard about her. She did appear on the Mae Young Classic. I think it was 2017 or probably last year. I could be wrong. You probably haven't seen this, but you'll probably see it on Facebook. You'll probably see it on my Main Event Talk Facebook page if you guys get the opportunity. So, I see this video. I think it was Adam Rodriguez, who tweeted out this video, who showed it off on Twitter. I saw it. It was the most disgusting I've ever seen. Now, if this wasn't bad enough, let me tell you how disgusting this was. This was between her and some other wrestler. I apologize for not knowing who that other person was. So, they're out in the crowd apparently, right? They're out in the crowd over there. This woman, gets her ass beat, is sitting on a chair. Priscilla is going on the other side, right? Going over here. She's going into her tights, right? She's going into her fucking tights. And let me tell you something. To me, and to every other guy, we'd be in heaven and we would find a way to go down there if we could, okay? That's just me being me, okay? But she went down there for a reason. Not to, do what most women do when they go down there. She went down there, and you know what she got out? Oh my God, I still cannot believe that this shit happened. This woman, Priscilla Kelly, goes in her tights and pulls out a bloody tampon. I'm not kidding. She pulls out a bloody tampon. What the fuck? Are you serious? So you pull this bloody tampon, and if that's not bad enough, she goes over right to the woman that she, knocked out, goes ahead, opens her mouth, right? And I think you see where this is going, but let me go ahead and get it out, and I know this fucking sucks, but I gotta say it anyway. She takes the bloody tampon and puts it in this woman's fucking mouth. Oh, my God. I know this is live, but give me a second, please. This is, oh. Oh, shit. I'm very sorry, guys. I think I threw up somehow. Maybe it's because of all of the beer I was drinking last night. But anyways, this woman pulls out a bloody tampon and puts it in the mouth of another wrestler. Oh God! And then, and I was looking at the tweets. I'm looking at the responses of all people to defend that. You know who defended that shit? You know who defended that fucking shit? Joey Ryan. And I've been against this fucking moron for a long time. Joey Ryan, the dick guy, if you will, defends this fucking shit? Really? Oh my God. Okay, so this woman, Priscilla Kelly, I don't follow her, thank God. But no doubt she'll be appearing and showing up and everything. And everyone has responded to the same thing. It was disgusting. It was gross to watch. It was embarrassing. Everyone from good old JR Jim Ross, he mentioned it. One of my friends who follows me on Facebook, by the way, or follows me on Twitter, I'm sorry, Talene Hendricks, who I think works at Ring of Honor, she was embarrassed by that. There are several other women that were embarrassed by what she did. And you know what? She is setting a very bad example for all the women in wrestling. And I promise you this, dude. I mean, and this is bad. Joey Ryan, I hate him because of the whole dick spot thing. Because as far as I'm concerned, this guy looks like a bad 70s porn star. He looks like a guy that could sell me insurance. You probably know what I'm talking about with that. And the dick guy, fucking Joey Ryan, goes ahead and does this shit. You know, I was against that from the start. But now for him to defend this whole shit with this woman, Priscilla Kelly, takes a bloody tampon and puts it in the mouth of some other woman. Oh my God. I mean, the last time I saw something like that, I was at a club a couple of years ago. Over there just drinking, two women getting it on, and then all of a sudden this woman pulls out a fucking bloody tampon, doesn't throw it in the mouth of a woman, just throws a tampon at a woman, and it was a bloody tampon. Oh my God. I mean, we got a lot of crazy bitches, I'm sorry. But my God, this was too far. This was ridiculous. This was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And here's the thing. 2019 is already kicking off to something stupid already. We went from having the loss of Mean Gene Okerlund, and then we went from having some great wrestling matches, some great wrestling events that are happening in January, and then we go from that to having the stupidest moment in the history of professional wrestling with Priscilla Kelly taking a bloody tampon, taking it out and putting it in the mouth of some other woman, which disgusts the living fuck out of me. It makes me want to go ahead and take some of those Budweiser bottles, some of those Budweiser Jim Beam bottles, drink them all in one spot, and then take all of those bottles, turn them sideways and stick it straight up Priscilla Kelly's fucking ass. What kind of shit is this? We went from great wrestling, great events, the passing of some great people, to this line of horse shit. My fucking God. And here's the thing. This is just the beginning of 2019, everybody. This is just the beginning of a bunch of stupid things that may happen in 2019 in professional wrestling. And here's the thing. And I'll say this because I can. Priscilla Kelly, you may watch this. You may not watch this. You may not even give a shit about what I talk about. Yes, you got over 16,000 people following you on Twitter because of that horse shit. But you'll probably lose about 1,000 because of your actions. And here's the thing. I am a wrestling traditionalist. I am someone that loves to see great wrestling, good matches. I don't give a shit if it's fit. Actually, it's real. Fuck that. It's real. Wrestling is fucking real. Get that out of the way. But when I see this line of horse shit, I mean, it's one thing when you make fun of the men in wrestling and do this dick flip bullshit. But when I see this crap, the women, all of them, I know are disgusted by what they saw. And it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in wrestling. Oh my God. Why don't I go ahead and go piss on a wrestler during a match and have everyone watch that and make me either the butt of everyone's jokes or the biggest joke in wrestling and so forth. Because it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Oh, dear God. Oh. You know what? I'm so glad I'm ending this episode of the Main Event Talk with that, because that was just stupid to watch. I'll probably go on my Twitter. I'll probably post a preview of this and show it off of the Main Event Talk for everyone to watch, and then have everyone say, "Oh God, he's right." And then have everyone else saying, "Oh, well, he has no clue because wrestling is supposed to be fun. Wrestling's not supposed to be fun, you stupid moron." Oh, God. So I'm going to conclude this episode of the Main Event as it takes place, because, quite frankly, there's nothing else to talk about. It's just stupid. It's ridiculous to watch. Oh, God. I think I'll go to bed, go to sleep, and knock myself out, and then wake up and find out that it never really happened. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this episode of the Main Event Talk right here, right now, before I go any further. But, guys, before I go ahead and go, as I said before, Homecoming is tonight. Check it out live as it happens on pay-per-view. And also to my good friends over at Unreal Mat Wrestling. If they have the event posted on their Facebook page, I'll be able to copy it and show everyone that event. The Homecoming event is taking place tonight. All sorts of great matches. Impact Wrestling returning to the Asylum. It's going to be tremendous to check out. And also, don't forget, Monday Night Raw is coming up tonight with a tribute to Mean Gene Okerlund. Hulk Hogan makes his return, and the main event cannot wait for that. And also, SmackDown Live is going to be taking place as well this coming Tuesday. 205 Live is going to take place on Wednesday, alongside with NXT. A lot of stuff is going to be happening at NXT in the next couple of weeks, including TakeOver coming up, TakeOver Phoenix. As you know, the NXT Championship will be defended at NXT TakeOver Phoenix as my man, as my man, Aleister Black, will have an opportunity to retain or regain his championship against the champion, Tommaso Ciampa. Also, the NXT Women's Championship will be defended as Shayna Baszler goes one-on-one against the number one contender, Bianca Belair. That's going to take place as well. And I think there's probably a couple other matches that are going to be announced, but I'll be telling you in the near future. Also, TakeOver Blackpool, NXT UK. That's going to take place as the Women's Championship will be defended. The NXT UK Women's Championship will be defended as Rhea Ripley goes one-on-one against Toni Storm. And by the way, if you guys have heard about the story, Toni Storm has canceled her Instagram, has canceled her Twitter account, and no doubt she probably canceled her Facebook page if she has one. The whole story leaking out about someone's been leaking out some nude photos of Toni Storm, and I'm not sure how well she's taking it. But all I can say right here on this episode of the Main Event Talk, if you're watching this, we support Toni Storm, okay? And I'm one of the guys that are behind Toni Storm, and we're hoping that not only does she come back to us, hopefully she does become the next NXT UK Women's Champion at NXT TakeOver in Blackpool. That's what's going to happen as well. And plus, Pete Dunne is going to be defending the NXT UK Championship against Joe Coffey. That's all going to take place only on the WWE Network. See it live as it happens on Saturday, January 12th. That's going to happen next week, and the Main Event cannot wait for that. So, guys, I'm out of here. I got some things I got to take care of. I got to get ready for Homecoming and everything. I got to work on some more stuff on my Main Event Talk Facebook page. Post a lot of stuff that are going to be taking place. So, guys, if you want to follow the Main Event, if you want to follow my Main Event Talk Facebook page, all you got to do is go to facebook.com/@RealMainEventTalk and follow my Facebook page there. You could also follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/@MainEventPlayer. You can find me there. You can also find me on Instagram at instagram.com/@MainEventPlayer. And also, of course, if you want to follow my actual Facebook, I don't really go on it that much, but I go on it from time to time just to talk about some stuff. But go there at facebook.com/@RealMainEventPlayer. So, guys, thank you for watching. This is the first live episode of the Main Event Talk in 2019, and no doubt I'll probably put out more episodes of the Main Event Talk lives that take place on YouTube, and also more. I may be able to try to do a live episode on my Facebook page in the near future if that happens. So, guys, thank you for watching. We got a lot of great wrestling events that are done and more to come in January, and no doubt this is just the beginning of 2019, folks. This is the beginning of January. We got February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and 2019. Everything from some of the things that are going to be happening in Ring of Honor, some of the things that are going to be happening in WWE, Impact Wrestling, Lucha Underground, the whole 9 yards. This is just the beginning, folks, and wrestling is just getting better from here, and I can't wait. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Tell everyone to subscribe to the Main Event Talk, Main Event videos right here, and check out all the latest videos of the Main Event Talk right here on YouTube. Why? Because I can and I want to. Any questions? Enough said. I wonder if I can change my color up a little bit. Let me, before I leave, ding, right there, or how about there? Or how about bubbles everywhere? Black and white. I think we already did that just now. Let's see if we can. Nope. There. I think I'll end it with that. Thank you for watching, guys. Take it easy.